Story 1. Overheard my 33M wife, 32F, of 1 year say she doesn't love me on the phone, and now I'm reevaluating my marriage. I'm in complete shock and disbelief. My wife and I are celebrating our first wedding anniversary this Monday, but the events of last night have thrown everything into question. My truck broke down on the way home from work yesterday, so a friend gave me a ride. His car is much quieter than my truck, and my wife didn't hear us pull into the driveway. I quietly unlocked the door, hoping to surprise her, but found her in the kitchen on a video call with a friend. They were discussing marriage, and I froze when I heard her friend ask why she married me if she didn't even love me. Her response hit me like a punch to the gut. I love how much he loves me. He's nice. From the very beginning of our relationship 3 years ago, I had a nagging feeling that my love for her was stronger than hers for me. I was always the clingy and affectionate one, but I told myself she just wasn't a naturally affectionate person. Hearing her words confirmed my deepest fear and left me standing there, hidden behind the wall, for a good 15 minutes, trying to process the sheer weight of what I just heard. Eventually, I came out, trying to act normal as I explained about the truck and my day. But later that evening, I confronted her, telling her I'd come home early and overheard her conversation. Her reaction was surprisingly muted. She admitted it was true. She cares deeply for me but doesn't love me romantically, yet she wants to continue our marriage. The conversation became very emotional for both of us, and as it was getting late, she suggested we go to bed and continue this discussion after work today. I refused to sleep in the same bed, which upset her. After some unsuccessful attempts to change my mind, she went to bed alone, and I spent the night on the couch. I woke up early for work, but I'm currently at home, my mind racing. So many thoughts are swirling through my head. How can I continue to be with someone who doesn't love me romantically? Does this mean the past 3 years were a lie? Is it possible she's just confused and actually does love me? Or is she simply with me for the stability our marriage provides? I'm at a loss about how to approach this. I still love her deeply, but the thought of a one-sided love is unbearable. I've decided to take the day off work to try and sort this out, but based on last night, it seems like she's still planning to go to work. Comment 1. Dude, I am sorry. But there is no coming back from that. At least you know before you had kids. You can move on to find someone who truly loves you. Comment 2. Comfortable doesn't equal love. No one wants to be the one she settled to be with. This relationship is over. Moving on is the only logical step. Comment 3. If you want to be married to someone who loves you, then you need to end this marriage. Comment 4. My first wife did the same thing to me, told me she doesn't love me. This, after a 7-year relationship and a 3-year marriage. That was it for me. Took me 6 months to get the courage to move out, and it destroyed my relationship with my stepdaughters. You can't stay with someone who doesn't love you. First, you can't trust them or their so-called honesty. Second, you don't know that at any moment the person will up and say, I love someone else. Time to leave, bro. Time to leave. Comment 5. Ouch. This isn't something I think I could come back from. I'd be too afraid that as soon as the grass was greener, and or she got bored/tired of what I give, it'd be over. Life's short. People are plenty. We all deserve to be with someone who loves us. Story 2. My 34M girlfriend, 33F, has monthly mental breakdowns/panic attacks/episodes, and I don't know if I can deal with it anymore. I'm at a real crossroads in my 2.5-year relationship, and I'm hoping for some honest advice. I met my girlfriend online. The details are unique enough to give away our identities, but trust me, it's a memorable story, and I fell hard for her. This is the longest and most fulfilling relationship I've ever had. Just weeks after we started dating, a camping road trip solidified my feelings, and soon after that, we were exchanging I love yous. We genuinely enjoy each other's company, share many interests, especially traveling and trying new things, and have been incredibly happy together for about 70% of the time. However, there's a significant issue that's casting a long shadow over my thoughts about our future. Once a month, sometimes more, my girlfriend experiences intense emotional meltdowns where she becomes completely non-functional. I'm talking about crying and wailing at a level I've never witnessed in another adult, akin to a 3-year-old's tantrum. The first time it happened, I seriously considered ending things. But the positives in our relationship seemed to outweigh this one recurring problem, so I stayed. This is especially difficult for me because my mother also had monthly breakdowns when I was growing up. While her reactions manifested differently, often involving anger, thrown objects, yelling, and threats of leaving, the core experience of being a child witnessing such intense, uncontrollable emotional outbursts and my father's desperate pleas for her to stay is deeply ingrained in me. It likely contributed to their eventual divorce. Every time my girlfriend has one of these episodes, it triggers all those childhood feelings of fear and helplessness. I try to remain calm, holding her, comforting her, and trying to soothe her. These episodes can last anywhere from 3 to 12 hours. I can't leave her alone because she has threatened self-harm, and anything other than quiet comfort seems to escalate her distress. She says she's aware of what's happening during these times and gets incredibly frustrated with herself for losing control, even though I try to reassure her that I understand it's difficult. I've tried to research potential causes and offer support, but she gets very angry if I try to take on a doctor role. So, I've focused on supporting her as she seeks help. She's been in weekly therapy, sees a psychiatrist, has consulted with doctors, and even underwent 6 months of therapeutic ketamine treatment, but her condition hasn't improved. In fact, it seems to be getting worse. Recently, one episode was so severe that I almost had to call 911 when she pulled the car over while driving and ran off without a coat in the middle of winter. The timing of these episodes is remarkably consistent, happening roughly once a month. My mother recently received a diagnosis of PCOS and severe PMDD related to menopause, which finally explained her own intense monthly emotional swings from years ago. She's now significantly more stable. She has even suggested that my girlfriend might be experiencing something similar. Now, all I can think about is, if I marry her, will this be my life? Can I truly cope with these monthly breakdowns in the long term, especially given my own traumatic history with similar situations? I'm completely torn. I love her deeply and cherish so much about our relationship, but I'm also terrified of the impact these episodes will have on my mental health and our future. I don't want to hurt her, but I also don't know what to do anymore. What advice would you give me? Comment 1. Yeah, it sounds like your girlfriend also has really bad PMDD. I highly suggest taking a nice scroll through the PMDD subreddit and reading about how shitty of an experience having it is, coming from someone who also has it. There are ways to help mitigate the symptoms of PMDD, but the same fixes don't work for everyone, and it takes time to find something that consistently helps. You have to make a decision. Having the trauma you do, can you handle dealing with the ups and downs of this for the rest of your life? If you can't, you're not a bad person. Dealing with ingrained trauma like that is hard, and having to be supportive while managing a huge trigger is a nightmare. Comment 2. This may be an unpopular opinion, but you don't have to stay with someone that has bad mental health. You're not married. If you can't take it, that's pretty normal. Comment 3. You've subconsciously chosen someone to continue the childhood trauma so you can go back and make it right with your mom this time. Story 3. Is my 23F boyfriend's 29M attitude about cleaning and household duties a deal breaker? I, 23F, recently took the exciting step of moving in with my boyfriend, 29M, of 1.5 years. The initial joy of sharing a space every day has been incredible, but about 3 months in, a significant issue has surfaced: the division of household labor. As this is my first time living with a partner, I'm hoping to get some perspective on what's considered normal and how others might have navigated similar situations. To be upfront, my boyfriend simply does not clean. At all. It quickly became apparent that if I didn't tackle a mess, it would just remain indefinitely, mail piling up, dishes overflowing the sink, trash can perpetually full. I'm generally a laid-back person and don't mind a bit of clutter, but this is becoming a major point of frustration. While he seemed agreeable when I initially asked him to help with specific chores, he just wouldn't follow through. This led to a recent argument, and I'm now questioning the fundamental reasonableness of his attitude. When I tried to discuss a more equitable division of household responsibilities, emphasizing that I wasn't aiming for perfection, just a reasonably clean and organized home. His response truly floored me. He stated, quite bluntly, that he views cleaning as a waste of his time and mental energy. He claimed that focusing on or even thinking about cleaning drains valuable mental resources that he needs for his side hustle projects. He's trying to start a company, but rarely seems to work on it. He then went on to explicitly say that he expects me to pick up after him, and that by doing so, I would be showing my love and respect for him. This whole conversation has left me completely reeling. I've been feeling distant and trying to process what to do next. The thought of spending any part of my life constantly cleaning up after a grown man is deeply unappealing. What's particularly shocking is that this attitude is the complete opposite of the progressive, egalitarian worldview he usually espouses. He's always been vocal about fighting against misogynistic mindsets, which makes this stance even more jarring. In hindsight, I'm now suspicious that the reason his parents' house was always immaculate when I visited is because his mother was doing all the cleaning. He lived with them until we moved in together. So, my question is this: has anyone else dealt with a partner who has such a strong aversion to cleaning and such traditional expectations? Is it even possible to reason with someone holding this perspective and reach a compromise? What might a realistic compromise look like? Or is this a fundamental incompatibility that's a lost cause? I love my boyfriend deeply, but this situation has significantly tarnished my respect for him, and I'm feeling incredibly disheartened. Comment 1. He then outright said he expects me to pick up after him, and that in doing so I'm showing my love and respect. Excuse me? Comment 2. So cleaning is a waste of your boyfriend's time, but not a waste of your time? This man doesn't respect you. He thinks you should be his maid and be happy about it. Bail now, before you get in too deep. Comment 3. He values his time and energy over yours. It's not worth his time, but he expects you to do it for both of you. He isn't looking for a partner. He's looking for a sidekick that supports him and his life, not reciprocity. It's easy to talk like a progressive feminist. It's much harder to actually act on it. This is the first test. Is he acting like you're equal to him? Comment 4. I'm now suspicious his mom was doing all the cleaning. I'll second your suspicion on that one. I'll say it this way: you have two options. Stay with him and assume your life will always be like this, or end the relationship. Sadly, those are your only two options. Don't go on assuming he'll change. He's made it clear to you that he won't. That's what kills me. It's not like he even tried to lie and say he'll make an effort to change. He's just said, I'm not going to change because I think cleaning is a waste of my time and energy. And keep in mind, he thinks it's a waste because mommy or mommy number 2, you, will just do it for him. If you leave and let him live in his filth for a few weeks, he may change his tune. Story 4. Update. Is my 23F boyfriend's 29M attitude about cleaning and household duties a deal breaker? Hello everyone. I wanted to give an update after my previous post, which I've linked above for anyone who missed it. Your comments and private messages were incredibly helpful, and I wanted to let you all know that I have since left the relationship. I'm currently staying with my parents while I figure out the logistics of breaking our lease. I've been rereading your comments to remind myself that I made the right decision during a really difficult time. Several of you asked for an update, so here it is. I tried to talk to my boyfriend as calmly and kindly as possible about the household chores. I explained that I didn't think his expectations were reasonable for a partnership and that we needed to find a way for both of us to contribute to maintaining our home. I suggested we could divide chores based on preference or agree on a general standard of cleanliness that we could both strive for. His response was that this kind of arrangement would make him feel like we were just roommates, not partners. When I pressed him to explain what he meant, the conversation quickly turned sour. He told me that I was starting to feel like a burden to him and that moving in together had been a huge mistake. It was like I was talking to a completely different person. Then, he said something that was the absolute final straw for me. What good are you to me if you can't clean and take care of me? Honestly, moving in together revealed a side of my ex-boyfriend that I never even glimpsed during our 1.5 years of dating. I'm still reeling, trying to understand how I didn't see these red flags before. How did my gut not pick up on this? I feel incredibly sad and am now questioning if I projected my own loving feelings onto the relationship without truly seeing how he felt about me. I feel so disrespected and completely haunted by the whole experience. I've been crying for 3 days straight. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, to everyone who helped me see the reality of the situation. And thank you for taking the time to read this update. Maybe all the details aren't important to anyone but me, but being able to share this here has been a real comfort during this painful time. Comment 1. You did the absolutely right thing in leaving him. The first part is always painful, but soon you feel much better about it and quite relieved that you escaped. Good for you. Comment 2. How did you not see it before? Have you considered that he purposefully hid it from you? It's very possible that he was manipulating you on purpose, saying all those things about living without gender roles even though he believes the complete opposite, and was hoping that once you were stuck, living with him you would just give in and do all this housework for him after he revealed his true feelings. It's an expensive lesson to learn, but you figured it out pretty early in this relationship and early in your 20s. Talk is cheap. In your next relationship, you won't move in without discussing lots of specifics about household management. You won't trust that a man is a feminist based on talk alone. You'll observe his actions too. And I bet you won't date another almost 30-year-old who still has his parents cleaning up after him. Comment 3. This is why living together before marriage is important. You don't truly know someone until then. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.